old guy in Colorado. Doodah. Hey everybody, Old Guy is here, and homages to Mrs. Old Guy, because if I don't, today I'm going to make some pepperoni rolls. And pepperoni rolls, I mean, they're a pretty popular item, not everywhere, but they are really popular in West Virginia. And I've got a really good friend of mine, Joe. We served together in the trenches, so to speak. I'm not talking military, I'm talking about the kitchen trenches, and we were in the weeds more than once. So, but this is going to go out to Joe. Good buddy, I hope he's well. Hey Joe, I hope you're watching. Salute. So let's make some crust. We're going to get started with that. Mrs. Old Guy, come on down here. I have got a cup of warm water. And I am following this recipe off of, boy, I can't remember the name, but it said West Virginia Pepperoni Rolls. And I'll put a link to that website that I got this from in the description below. It called for 2 packages of dry yeast, and if you know me, I usually use yeast from my yeast jar, because I bought a big package, but hey, I used it all up, so now I'm using those. Alright, so we got our yeast. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to give that a quick whisk. Alright, and along with this, I'm also going to make a marinara dipping sauce to go with them, because they're like stromboli in the fact that, or in the way that they don't have sauce inside. So I'm going to make a little marinara, and I'll get to that here in a minute. Let's get that flour in there. There's 4 cups of flour. I got 3 eggs. Okay, and I'm just going to let that mix. It'll form a ball. Once it does that, I'm just going to cover it, and I'll let it rise until it's doubled. And I think while it's doing that, we're going to get on the sauce. So I'll be right back. Okay, now the recipe that I looked at didn't come with any kind of dipping sauce, and I do want to dip my pepperoni rolls in something. I mean, I'll probably eat one just plain, but I'm going to want something to dip some into. So, come on down, Mrs. Old Guy. I have got just a pan getting warm here, a little saucepan. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I've got some very finely minced onion here. That's 2 ounces of onions. And I'm going to kind of sweat these out for just a minute or so. While that's sweating out, add a pinch of salt here, just a little bit. Put this out just a little bit. All right. Starting to get just a little bit on caramelization on there, just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to toss in I got about maybe 2 cloves of garlic crushed, and there's a little over an ounce, maybe 2 ounces of very finely minced up basil, fresh basil, chiffonade as you will. Okay, and I've got a little bit of white wine. If I get the cork out. Why not give this all just a second in that pan, just like that. Okay, now deglaze it with some of this wine. That's about a half a cup, might as well just finish it. It's about 2/3 of a cup maybe. And I'm going to reduce that down to till it's practically nothing. And when it gets to that point, I'll be back. Alright, you can see that is pretty well reduced down. There's hardly any liquid left. Now I'm going to add in, I've got 2 teaspoons of dry oregano. I've got about 1/8 of a teaspoon of thyme and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Just stir that, swirl that in a little bit. I've got some Roma tomatoes. 6 to 8 is fine. I just happen to have 7, but that's 6 to 7, whatever category. And I'm just going to crush it on in here. Before I whoop, making a mess everywhere. Oh well.
Glad I backed up. Gotta got the camera.
That's why I pay homages to Mrs. Old Guy. She thinks of that stuff. See, I better turn that down just a little. Whoop. Making more of a mess. So I'm going to just crush these on in there. Okay, that's going to cook down now. And as it cooks down, I'll continue to stir and kind of mush and crush and blend that out a little bit, but it's still going to be a chunky marinara. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, let's start making some pizza rolls. This old guy, come on down here. See that dough's risen up pretty nicely. So, what the recipe said was that this will make 18 pizza rolls. And I guess that kind of depends on how big you make them. So, I'm going to get this out onto a little bit of flour, and we'll get it separated out, and we'll make, I don't know, some even pieces. We'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to start just by cutting it in half. Let's see how many I think I want to make out of this here. Well, it's 4. I'll cut each one of these in half. So I guess I'll end up with 16 instead of 18. So I'll be back when I get these all cut into the pieces. Alright, so you can see over here I've got them all separated up into their little portions. And there's the first one. Okay. So this is a little extra step that I'm going to take. Now, they say to butter the outside, and I intend to, but I've got a little bit of garlic and some parsley. I'm just going to rub a little bit of this butter, garlic, and parsley on the inside too. Okay. So next we have to add meat and cheese. So, it's pepperoni. Put in some mozzarella, I mean. And pepperoni. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm just going to build this one on camera, and then I'll get the rest of them together. Alright. Got that. I'm just going to kind of roll that up. Like so. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do all of them. And when I get them all done, I'll be back. Okay, so these are the 4 I'm going to cook up. Giving them a good dousing of butter. This is like the 3rd time I've gone over it. Alright, into a 375 oven. We'll be back when I pull them out. Let's get these out of the oven. Oh, they really smell good. Wow, look at that. All right, we're gonna get these pepperoni rolls onto a plate, and then we're gonna try them. Doesn't that look good? Hang on there, Mrs. Old Guy. Let me cut this, and I guess I'll cut it in half. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, it smells really, really good, and it is really, really hot. It's like just out of the oven hot. Yeah, boy, it's puffed up beautifully. I guess I'll cut a piece this way. Ooh. Oh yeah. That's really, really good. I can see why this is a popular dish. Absolutely. Let's give a taste here, dipped in the marinara. And if you want the recipe for the marinara, just hit me up at oldguyincolorado at gmail.com, and I'll send that to you. Oh wow. That's so good. Well, Joe, old buddy, I hope I did you guys proud. I hope that I made a decent West Virginia style pepperoni roll. We'll have to get together someday, buddy. Y'all take care, all right? And everybody else, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Shout out to my new subscribers. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye now.